going on, everyone? This is Orri with the Scarlet Empire, bringing you another Star Citizen video. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the F7C-M Super Hornet. I had a video before, didn't have commentary, pretty much just Vandal Swarm combat. I wanted to give kind of like an in-depth look at it. Now this ship is classified, its role as space superiority. And it pretty much lives up to the name. I mean, I'll go into the specs, but I mean, between the shield, its speed, and its just raw firepower, head to head, not very many ships are going to be able to take out the Super Hornet. Simply because ships of a similar size just simply don't have enough firepower to, really penetrate the shields and armor before this thing can take you out. I mean, granted, there are amazing pilots, and there are a few of the faster ships that can take... no ship's invincible, especially even the Super Hornet. But, there are some ships that can harass it, and definitely in numbers, you'll be able to take out a Super Hornet, no problem. But in a straight head-to-head fight, or even in numbers, the Super Hornet's going to take someone out, unless, they're just a terrible pilot, But anyways, so let's go ahead and go through this. There are two, at the moment, size 2 guns on here, the M4A lasers, but it supports a max size of size 4 weapons. So, you can put some... I don't even know that there are size 4 weapons available yet to put on ships. Actually, come to think of it, I believe... No, I think the Freelancer has maybe like size 5 weapons, but those are huge guns on the side, so I can't even imagine having a size 4 on here. Everything is subject to change, before the final release, but even size 3s, you can put like mini guns on here and stuff like that, which are pretty cool. I'm kind of waiting for the rental credit stuff to come out in patch 1.1 before I start really diving into the weapons and doing reviews there. But anyways, so right now, two size 2 M4A laser cannons on the sides, on the wings. There's a canard turret up front. It has your bulldog repeaters, 2 laser repeaters here. And up top, you have a ball turret that has... these are size 1s. Up top, size 2s, and they are Badger repeaters. The mid-level, just below the Panther and just above the Bulldog in the series of laser repeaters. It has 4, right at the moment, Dominator missiles on each side. There's 8 in total. From using them, they're kind of like a short-range missile. They do have like very limited lock capabilities. Honestly, I don't find them very useful unless you're in pretty close, where you don't really give the enemy enough time to really react. Now this is going to come stock with a Tarsus Leaper engine, which most of the Hornet series are based as like a carrier-based fighter, but having the Super Hornet with a Leap engine stock leads me to believe that this is going to be used more for like escort missions, mercenary type stuff, or maybe like, deep space protection for like mining operations, stuff like that. They need the firepower to be able to go, where their transports are going, or mining ships, or reclaimers, or anything like that. And this is a pretty fast ship for the size and the armament it has. I think it goes around like 200 meters per second or 220. And this comes with one size 4 thruster, or T4 engine, which is pretty big for a ship this size. And it also has 8 TR2 maneuvering thrusters, a little bit bigger size thrusters, which makes it pretty maneuverable. Not as nimble as a lot of like your 325A or like, you know, M50s, stuff like that. Nowhere near as nimble as those, but this thing moves pretty well. You know, firefights and being engaged are, you know, fairly straightforward. You know what I mean? If someone's dumb enough to stay in front of you, you're gonna take them out pretty quick. So the only real disadvantage you have is just the overall maneuvering speed. But it does have, like I was talking about earlier, a size 4 shield for a small fighter, which is pretty great. I mean, and you know, it also has a size 4 power plant, so which makes it really easy to keep your guns firing and keep your shields up. You know, I've been in some serious firefights where it seems like I'm just taking barrage after barrage, and I'm really not sustaining any physical damage, you know, because the shield regens so quick, and it's really hard to break all the way through. And especially if, you know, you divert power to shields and stuff like that. If you know someone's on your tail, and divert it to your rear shields, and you know, and so on, you know, and wherever you're taking fire from. Those are some like in-depth mechanics of the game that makes it pretty great. And another great thing about this, you know, when I'm talking about logistics and you know, diverting power and this and that, what makes this ship great is it's actually a two-seater. Not only do you have your main pilot's seat, but you have a second seat for that purpose. You know, your navigation, targeting, your shields, power, all that stuff. You can have a guy operating that, you know, while you're piloting and fighting and everything like that. So, you know, if you're running a two-man crew with this, it's going to make it a pretty fearsome opponent, and I'm actually anxious to see, you know, once they add in like multi-crew capabilities, how the Super Hornet fares. I mean, I think it's going to be, it's already deadly. I think it's going to be like extremely deadly, you know, when you take, you know, the other operations such as, you know, targeting and shield and power and this and that, and take that off your hands and make it to where you're just seeking your target and firing, basically, you know what I mean? So it's going to be great. It is one side, like pretty one-dimensional. This thing, all about fighting. It hauls 0 freight units and really serves no other purpose other than to, you know, pretty much go out and kick as much ass as possible. Like I said, it supports a max crew of 2. And, you know, I think this actually would be pretty fun to fly with a partner, you know, maybe take up some merc missions or escort missions and stuff like that. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the cockpit real quick. Close this out so we can take a better look at it. And there's that menacing looking ball turret. And this ship just looks gorgeous. I love the look of it. I love the way it flies. Of the flyable ships, I mean, hands down, it's my favorite ship so far. Just not so much for the like superior firepower, but I love like the weight to it. You know, I fly with a joystick. It feels great. You know, it maneuvers well. You know, like with some ships, like I've flown the M50, 350R. A lot of the faster ships, I feel like, you know, when I'm going so fast, you know, it's hard to correct. You know, you're drifting so far in a certain direction because you're trying to get turned around. And with this, it's pretty much, I feel like where I want to go is where I'm heading, you know. But overall, you know, it is a little pricey, and not on sale anymore. But, you know, when the Persistent Universe comes out and everything, this makes a, you know, a great ship to work for, you know, especially when it comes to small fighters. You know, if you didn't know, right now all funding, you know, purchasing ships and stuff goes to help the development of the game. You know, all these ships will be available in game for in-game currency. You know, you don't have to spend any actual money when it comes out. This is just, you know, basically to fund the devs right now. But anyways, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get out, and then I will show you the secondary seat as well for the co-pilot. Alright, hopefully I can do this right. Sometimes it's a little tricky getting in there. Okay, there we go. So you got your second seat up here. And I'm guessing there's going to be a screen, you know, or something like that. Looks like you have two down here. It's probably going to be one that projects above you. I mean, you don't really have a great field of view here, so maybe if the seat was raised a little bit, but you know, you've got your controls. I think this is going to be a pretty cool setup when you have both players in the one ship. Let's see how it looks from the outside real quick. Can't really see. It's got the nice tinted windows. But anyways, this is the Super Hornet. Thanks for watching, and look for more videos in the future.